does your relationship with money feel like an emotional roller coaster? One day it flows effortlessly, filling you with confidence and security, and the next, uncertainty and fear shake you without warning. If this fluctuation feels familiar, you're not alone. The connection between our emotions and our finances runs deeper than we imagine, and understanding it is key to transforming our economic reality. Jacobo Grinberg dedicated his life to deciphering the mysteries of consciousness, exploring how our perception shapes the world we experience. His legacy offers us a revealing perspective. Reality is not fixed and immutable, but a reflection of our deepest beliefs. From childhood, we absorb ideas about money that eventually become absolute truths in our minds. We hear phrases like, "Money doesn't grow on trees," "You have to work hard to earn every penny," or "Rich people are selfish," and without realizing it, those words begin to shape our relationship with abundance. These beliefs not only affect how we perceive money but also determine how we attract it, manage it, and, in many cases, push it away without even noticing. Perhaps you grew up in an environment where money was synonymous with struggle and sacrifice, or maybe you learned to see it as something unattainable, reserved only for a lucky few. These internal narratives are not just fleeting thoughts, they become unconscious patterns that govern our financial decisions, influencing our ability to generate income, save, or even allow ourselves to receive prosperity without guilt or anxiety. But here's the key: what we believe about money is not an absolute truth but a mental construct that can be reprogrammed. Just as we can learn a new language or adopt a new habit, we can also transform our financial mindset and open ourselves to a healthier, more balanced relationship with abundance. If you've ever felt that your financial situation is determined by forces beyond your control, perhaps it's time to look inward. Because the first step to changing our financial reality isn't in what we do with money, but in how we conceive and feel about it in the deepest part of our being. Today, we'll delve into a fascinating territory: the connection between our emotional intelligence and our financial health. Beyond conventional strategies, we'll explore how the beliefs we absorbed in childhood can become invisible barriers that limit our prosperity. But most importantly, we'll discover how to transform that relationship with money, not only to improve our finances but to build a fulfilling life in harmony with our deepest values. Money is not just a tool for exchange, it's a reflection of our emotions, fears, and desires. Our relationship with it is deeply personal, woven with the threads of our past experiences and the stories we've believed over time. This intersection between mind and finance is what we call financial psychology, the field that studies how our thoughts, emotions, and habits influence every economic decision we make. Imagine your financial psychology as an iceberg floating in the ocean. What you see on the surface are your visible actions, how you spend, save, and invest. But what truly dictates your financial destiny lies in the depths, out of sight, a complex web of beliefs, experiences, and unconscious patterns that shape your economic reality without you even realizing it. From the moment you had your first encounter with money, without realizing it, you began to shape an internal structure, a unique pattern that defines your way of perceiving abundance and scarcity. This model, rooted deep in your subconscious, is no coincidence. It has been formed through every experience, every word heard, and every emotion felt around money, especially during those years when you were just beginning to understand the world. Think back to those early financial memories. Perhaps they were arguments at home about unpaid bills, a phrase repeated like a mantra, "You have to work hard to make a living." They might not have seemed significant at the time, but they left invisible marks on your way of relating to prosperity. If you grew up in a household where money always seemed insufficient, you might have learned to see it as a constant source of worry. Perhaps you witnessed the emotional toll it took on your parents when they talked about work, how they came home exhausted and discontent, yet felt they had no choice but to continue because that's just how life is. Without realizing it, you absorbed the idea that earning money is synonymous with struggle, resignation, and sacrifice. You might have even felt guilty asking for something for yourself, fearing you would become another burden in that cycle of worries. These beliefs, deeply embedded in your mind, manifest in different ways. Maybe you now find yourself spending uncontrollably, seeking momentary gratification in each purchase to fill an emotional void. Or, on the contrary, you might cling to every penny out of fear, unable to enjoy what you've achieved because a part of you still believes that abundance is fragile and fleeting. Without realizing it, these ideas have built invisible walls that condition your present. The beliefs you formed about money are not set in stone. Just as you learned them, you can change them. Questioning them is the first step to freeing yourself from their grip. Do they truly belong to you, or were they simply inherited from your environment? For years, you've repeated certain ideas without realizing they're not absolute truths, but interpretations you absorbed as a child. Phrases like, money is hard to come by, or, you have to sacrifice yourself to earn well, may have become invisible rules that govern your life. But the best part is that you can choose which beliefs to keep and which to replace with thoughts that propel you forward. Your mind works like a garden. Every thought about money is a seed that has been planted over time. Some have borne good fruit, helping you make safer financial decisions, while others have only grown to limit you, filling you with fear or guilt. Perhaps you were taught that earning money requires suffering, that wealth is only for a lucky few, or that if you have too much, you could lose it all. These ideas, though learned in the past, still influence how you manage your finances today. Maybe you cling too tightly to money out of fear of losing it, or you spend recklessly in an attempt to fill emotional voids. But just like in a garden, you can uproot those beliefs and plant new ones that help you thrive with confidence and without guilt. The first step to changing your relationship with money is identifying the beliefs that have conditioned you since childhood. If you grew up watching your parents struggle for every penny or heard that financial stability is only for a privileged few, you might still carry that mindset without realizing it. Perhaps you unconsciously self-sabotage, rejecting opportunities or fearing success because deep down, you still believe that money and happiness can't go hand in hand. But it doesn't have to be that way. What you learned in the past doesn't define your future. Now you have the opportunity to rethink everything you believe about abundance and take control of your own financial story. Restructuring your financial model begins with honest introspection. You need to observe your thoughts and attitudes toward money without filters or excuses. Do you see money as a resource that's always lacking, or as something that flows and multiplies when managed wisely? The difference between a scarcity mindset and an abundance mindset is crucial. A person with a scarcity mindset believes resources are limited, that if someone gains, someone else must lose. It's like seeing life as a small pie where every slice taken leaves less for others. This kind of thinking breeds fear, envy, and a constant sense of inadequacy. On the other hand, an abundance mindset stems from the certainty that there are always more opportunities, more resources, and more possibilities for growth. It doesn't see wealth as something exclusive to a few, but as a flow that can expand with knowledge and action. It understands that someone else's success doesn't diminish their own opportunities and that the pie never runs out, it can always grow bigger. This shift in perception is what sets apart those who live limited by their beliefs from those who manage to transform their financial reality. To develop an abundance mindset, it's essential to transform your financial identity, that is, how you see yourself in relation to money. If you perceive yourself as someone who's always struggling to make ends meet, it will be hard to break free from that cycle. But if you start seeing yourself as someone capable of creating wealth, making smart financial decisions, and attracting opportunities, your reality will begin to change. Your financial identity is like the root of a tree. The stronger and deeper it is, the greater the stability and growth you can achieve. A fundamental step in this process is financial education. Wanting abundance isn't enough. You need to learn how to manage money effectively. Just as a gardener needs to understand the soil, seeds, and watering to cultivate a healthy harvest, you need to understand how saving, investing, cash flow, and financial strategies work. The more knowledge you acquire, the more tools you'll have to make sound decisions and ensure that money works for you rather than being a constant source of worry. Knowledge is a beacon, but merely illuminating the path is not enough. True transformation happens when we take the first step, when we turn understanding into action. Learning about abundance is essential, but experiencing it requires courage. This means facing the fears that tie us to the old paradigm of money, asking for the raise we believe we deserve, diving into the uncertainty of entrepreneurship, or investing in something unknown but promising. Every bold decision is like a seed planted in the fertile soil of our future. And with each act of courage, we water that ground, allowing our prosperity to take deep root. However, change is a process that demands patience. Reshaping our deepest beliefs doesn't happen overnight. There will be moments when it feels like we are regressing, when the old shadows of scarcity try to reclaim their place in our minds. But these challenges are not failures, they are tests of resilience. Like a tree that strengthens with every storm, each obstacle offers us the chance to reinforce our new mindset and make it unshakable. Our emotions are like the weather, shaping our internal landscape. They can be gentle breezes that propel us forward or storms that leave us disoriented. A fleeting moment of anxiety, a stressful day, or a painful argument can alter our relationship with money. How often have we sought relief in impulsive purchases, trying to fill a void with fleeting possessions? It's an illusion, a momentary relief that soon leaves behind the burden of regret and debt. On the other end of the spectrum, fear and desperation can push us toward rash financial decisions, chasing shortcuts that promise instant wealth. Dubious schemes, risky bets, or impulsive investments may seem brilliant in times of uncertainty, but as any gardener knows, real growth does not happen overnight. Abundance doesn't arise from haste but from steady care, discipline, and patience. Cultivating a conscious relationship with money. The key to successfully navigating this emotional terrain is developing deep self-awareness. It's not just about recognizing what we feel but understanding it with curiosity and without judgment. It's like installing an internal lighthouse that illuminates our emotions before they escalate into storms that cloud our judgment. Instead of being swept away by financial impulses driven by fear or euphoria, we learn to observe ourselves, to breathe, and to respond with clarity rather than react impulsively. A fundamental step in this process is challenging the belief that money is the key to happiness. Financial stability is important, yes, but it is not synonymous with fulfillment. Many fall into the trap of thinking that more money will bring more satisfaction, only to discover that true joy comes from things money cannot buy: genuine connections, a purpose that ignites the soul, the serenity of a moment of gratitude. This doesn't mean money is bad. It is neither good nor bad. It is neutral. It simply amplifies what already exists within us. So, how can we transform our relationship with money to reflect balance and abundance? Here are some essential keys. Sparkles, reflect on your financial story. Take a few minutes each day to explore your beliefs about money. What messages did you absorb in childhood? How have those thoughts shaped your financial decisions today? Bringing these unconscious patterns to light is the first step in freeing yourself from them. Sparkles identify your emotional triggers. Before making an impulsive purchase, pause. Observe what you feel in that moment. Is it anxiety? Stress? Are you trying to fill an emotional void with something material? By recognizing these triggers, you can start responding to them more consciously, finding healthier ways to manage your emotions. Sparkles design a financial plan aligned with your essence. Money should be a tool that serves your values and goals, not a source of stress. Creating a purpose-driven financial plan, whether a budget, an emergency fund, or an investment strategy, will help you move forward with clarity instead of being swayed by fleeting impulses. Sparkles cultivate gratitude as a transformative habit. In a world that constantly tells us we need more, gratitude is an act of resistance. Take a moment each day to acknowledge the blessings already present in your life. This practice not only strengthens your sense of fulfillment but also trains your mind to see opportunities where others see lack. Sparkles make financial learning a lifelong journey. Financial knowledge doesn't have an endpoint, it evolves. Don't just focus on understanding budgets and investments, explore the emotional dimension of money as well. Surround yourself with mentors, dive into books, take courses. The more you expand your understanding, the wiser your decisions will be. Remember, transforming your relationship with money is not a single event but a continuous journey of growth. There will be moments of progress and moments of challenge, but every conscious step strengthens the roots of your abundance. Wealth and scarcity do not begin in the external world, both are born in the mind. What you nurture will grow. If you've made it this far, receive, as always, a warm embrace from us. It is a privilege to share this journey with you. See you soon.